It's not that dramatic, but this has been one of my most requested videos since I started doing my income reveals, where I talk about the 3 programs that you can write on the internet and earn money. Those 3 programs are Medium, Newsbreak, and Vocal Media. I want to discuss each one individually, discuss the pros and cons, because although I have a clear favorite, it's possible that what doesn't work for me can work for you, and so I want to give it as objective a view as I possibly can. I will get into a few it's not going to fit over my special buns. I will get into a few conspiracy theories with my tinfoil hat, but I'm going to try to keep it to facts. So, 3 programs, 3 ways to earn money by writing on the internet. Let's get into the ways. I want to start with Medium because it's the one I'm most familiar with. I've been writing on Medium for, over 2 years now. And for those of you who aren't aware, Medium is a place where you blog, you post, anyone can join, you just sign up, you connect to a Stripe account, you join and you start writing, and then when paying Medium members, people who pay Medium $5 a month, read your work, some of that $5 a month goes to you. The way your work is discovered is through what Medium calls their curation system. So when they read something, all views, all posts on Medium are revised by a real person, as far as I know. Maybe it's all automated. But what I wanted to point out was that even if you are, nothing about SEO, nothing about marketing, nothing about sales, nothing, if you write well and Medium curators sort of discover your writing, they will do the promotion for you. So I earned $500 my second month on Medium because I knew how to write in a way that curators liked. My post got distributed, lots of Medium members read my stuff, and I earned money. That's the bare bones of Medium. Anyone can join. I earned $3,000 from it last month. You can write about whatever you want. It's great stuff. Now I want to talk about Newsbreak. Newsbreak is a newer one to me. I started back in November, I think, of 2020. Newsbreak created their creator program, what they kind of did to rival Medium. Effectively, it's a similar sort of situation where you get paid based on views. Newsbreak has ads, though, so you're not getting paid from Medium members, or Newsbreak members, as the case may be. You're getting paid through advertisers, so there's a slightly different paying model at play here. You're not reading to engage someone's eyeballs, you're writing to appease an advertiser. The payments vary on Newsbreak. I personally signed a contract. I know others have made slightly more than me, slightly less than me. It seems to be around $1,000 a month for the sort of minimum right at the start. That being said, that guarantee is only for 3 months, and after that, you're onto a pay-per-view, same as everybody else. And I'm not allowed to say exactly what their rate is, but it's lower than what I found on Medium. Similarly, you can write about whatever you want. As far as I can tell, it's not as easy as Medium to get started. You do have to be vetted as a creator in order to join their creator program, whereas anyone on Medium can sign up. But at least for the $1,000, it is a lot better. And if you can work out how to crack the code, it seems that the views there are potentially much higher than they are currently on Medium. I've had a couple posts go viral, a couple 100,000 views, and it feels great. On to Vocal Media. I've left Vocal Media for last because I think the potential's there to earn money. I just don't think that I know how to access it. Unlike the other 2 platforms, there are 3 ways to get paid on Vocal Media. The first is through views, the same as the other. As far as I can work out, it's about approximately 1 penny every 2 views, so not amazing, but I mean, it's free money. Well, free. It's money for writing, so are you going to turn your nose up at that? But you also get paid through tips. So if somebody reads your work and they're like, hey, this is really cool, I want to tip this person, you can get any amount, $1, $500, whatever. And the third is through contests. They run frequent contests where they try to get people to submit something between 600 and 5,000 words, I think is the typical requirement. Prizes range from $250 to, I've actually seen one for $20,000. So huge amount of variation. If you know how to crack the code, you're in for a ton of money. They also have a sort of curation. It's not as easy to get curated as I find it has been on Medium. They call it being featured like a staff pick, and you automatically get $10 for any story that gets a staff pick. I posted, I think, about 20 stories on there, and this only happened to me twice. So I earned $20 from staff tips or, staff picks, and maybe like $1.50 from views. So make of that what you will. All of these platforms have in common one thing. They're all ways for you to write on the internet. On Medium, what I find does best is well-structured stories that have a personal element to them. There's a reason why you're the one writing this story. Medium is where I'm most familiar with. It's what I can talk about the most, so I'll probably say the most in this section. But I've been able to make I think over 40, maybe now over $50 on Medium over the past $50,000 on Medium over the past couple of years, just because I've learned how to write in a way that shows value to the reader. And that's what Medium is all about. Once you understand that, it's much easier to crack the code and start earning money. The other thing that's important to know about Medium is even if you don't manage to crack the code and, write in a way that Medium readers want to read, even if you can get distributed 1 out of every 5 posts, you will be accessing a wider audience than you could get on pretty much any other place on the internet, whether Newsbreak, Vocal Media, your own blog, anywhere. And aside from getting paid when people read your stuff, you also have access to an audience that you're not going to be getting anywhere else. If you have a service to promote, a blog you have on the side, any kind of digital products, physical products, anything, an Instagram account, you can use Medium to start to point people to where your business is. And that is one of the best. I haven't seen neither Newsbreak nor Vocal Media can even compare to the power that Medium has when it comes to driving traffic to your business. Newsbreak, what I found that does really well on Newsbreak is controversial stuff. On Medium, because the model is about value, not about controversy, if somebody clicks on you and then immediately bounces away, that's not going to trigger the algorithm to start promoting your stuff. On Newsbreak, it seems that that's not the case. Controversial, political stuff that makes people click immediately, that seems to be what they prefer to reward. And if you can write that kind of title, if you can write that kind of introduction, you're going to be in a much better bet of success than I have, for example. So Newsbreak doesn't allow you to post any kind of promotional anything, pretty much. Unlike Medium, they are very, very strict that they don't want you promoting anything other than your writing. The other thing that you should know about Newsbreak is that, like the name says, it wants news. On Medium, the focus is definitely more for evergreen tips, content that's going to be valuable in 10 years, just as valuable as it is today. Newsbreak seems to prefer, from what I've been able to gather, stuff that's local, stuff that's relevant today, things that are going to pique your interest in your area nowadays, not necessarily a year, 5 years, 10 years into the future. I personally have not been able to do consistently well. I have posts that get, many thousands of views. I have others that don't even get looked at more than a handful, like literally less than 5 times. And I don't know what the difference is, so I don't feel qualified to give good advice here, really. But like I said, if you're better at writing controversial pieces, if you are a very opinionated person, if you're not afraid to incur some of the wrath of the commentators like I am, Newsbreak might be the place for you. Vocal Media, the 2 stories that did well there that earned my $10 staff pick tip, those were very personal multimedia stories. And what I mean by this is they were stories that were about me, and I posted a ton of pictures inside of them. And I think that's what separates them from the ones that didn't get picked. They don't really care about listicles, unlike Medium. They don't care about controversy, unlike Newsbreak. They want stuff that's really highly personal, stuff that matters to you and that you have rich media to back that up with, whether it's images, audio, videos. That's what they seem to be courting, that kind of content. That's my experience, at least. And that's how I've earned, $21.50 on the platform. Let me fix the hair. So those are the 3 platforms: Vocal Media, Newsbreak, and Medium. My favorite out of all 3 is Medium. A, because I love the payment model. I think it makes more sense to be writing for the people who pay your wages. And what I mean by that is on Newsbreak, and I guess to a lesser extent Vocal Media, I'm writing for advertisers. I'm writing for contests. I'm not writing for the people who are going to be reading my story. On Medium, people pay $5 a month, and when they read your story, you get a portion of that membership fee. So it's a much more linear relationship between yourself and your reader, and that encourages you much more, I think, to build relationships, to answer those comments, to write about things not just in a way that gets clicks, but in a way that provokes thought and makes people really feel like this story has improved, changed, upended just one tiny corner of their life. On Newsbreak, again, from the content that I've been able to see there, it seems to be much more trendy, current, controversial stuff. And that, I think, is because they want to pay their advertisers more than they want to pay readers or more than they want to pay writers. That being said, on Medium, there are types of content that do better than others, and if you're not into that kind of content, then maybe Newsbreak is a better place for you. Likewise, on Medium and Newsbreak, I haven't found that personal, media-rich stories do particularly well. So if you have a backlog of images to catalog your life, I mean, for me, the two that did really well were the one about what it was like to go to Oxford University as an American, and one about my cat. And both included a lot of images of both Oxford and cats, respectively. So like there's a lot more variation about what you can write that's personal to you. And if you have that image backlog, video backlog, audio backlog, whatever, maybe Vocal Media is the place to go. Secondarily, if you think that you can answer those challenges, if you think that you can write to a rubric that they provide the rubric, it's possible. I tried a couple of times with no luck. Then that's also a huge amount of money that is up for grabs, and it doesn't seem like the competition is that big. Every time I check, there are fewer than 100 entries per story. So you're in with a real chance if you can write well. Conspiracy theories, I do want to address these real quick, so I'm going to force my little buns back into the tinfoil conspiracy theory hat. Oh god, I look ridiculous. On Medium, a couple of conspiracy theories. A, there's the conspiracy that if you write about anything that isn't lefty liberal, that Medium will hate you and ban you and blacklist you. I haven't found any evidence for this, but it's possible that the body of Medium readers is more liberal as a whole. It's true that a lot of the stories that I see, because I'm more of left-leaning myself, I tend to see more of that kind of content, liberal, lefty. But it could be that if a conservative reader were to start reading and the algorithm could figure out what they like, there would be more of a conservative bent to the content. From what I've seen and from what I've heard, the content that performs best on Medium is liberal, not liberal, but left-leaning if you're going to go into the political route. If you can steer clear of politics, then you can pretty much post about whatever. A lot of people also get upset when they hear about other people's earnings, and there's so often a conspiracy theory that Medium favors or prefers certain writers. In my experience, Medium likes people who can attract subscribers to Medium, and who can blame them? That's their whole business model. If you're one of those people, you'll be one of the favored few who the algorithm likes and who earn a lot of money, and if not, then you won't. It's that simple. Gosh. For Newsbreak, again, I haven't been on the platform long enough. I know that among other writers, there's been a lot of discussion about they make you sign a contract, they make you sign away all of your rights to your work in a way that Medium nor Newsbreak nor Vocal Media makes you do. There's a lot of secrecy around the payment terms. You're not even sure if you're allowed to talk about it or not. And there's just not as much transparency as I've seen in both Vocal Media and in Medium. It might be because the creator program there is so new, they're still working out the kinks. Like only the other day, they announced that they're also looking for video content, apparently. It might just be because they don't want people talking about, they want to be able to offer different rates to different people, and they don't want competition among the writers for the good dollars or whatever. But it could also be because there's a secret conspiracy to keep certain people up and certain people down. Who knows? I can't tell. And on Newsbreak, it seems like a very wholesome site. I honestly can't come up with any. I'm going to have to take this off because I can't come up with a single conspiracy theory about Newsbreak. It seems to be a place that if you have a story to tell, you can tell it. I have not seen a huge propensity for views there. I imported most of my best performing content. It didn't do particularly well. Even the stuff that's gotten like tens of thousands of views on Medium, like 10 views on Newsbreak. But if you have more of a personal story to tell, maybe that's going to be your home for the next couple writing months. So that's my review of the three platforms. Medium, best for evergreen content. Some say it's slightly liberal. Newsbreak, best for opinionated pieces that are more trending, more local. And Vocal Media for more personal stories that you have more media for, whether it's audio, video, or image. That's my review. All three, it's possible to make money on. I've proven that. For me, the place where it's easiest and best to make money is Medium, but for you, it might be Newsbreak, it might be Vocal Media, it might be another one that nobody's ever heard of and is up and coming today. What I want you to take away from this, first of all, is that it's amazing to be able to write on the internet and get paid, no matter what anybody says. These programs didn't exist 10 years ago, and I think we shouldn't be taking them for granted because it's awesome that we can do this. The second thing is that different platforms are better for different people. A lot of people hate on Medium, a lot of people hate on Newsbreak. I haven't seen a lot of people hating on Vocal Media other than how difficult it is to get views. But it's different stories for different folks. One thing might work for you, something else might work for somebody else. As long as you can figure out the rules of the platform that suits you best, you'll do well. You just have to learn how to put in the hours, what rules they want you to play by, and you'll be absolutely fine. This, like I said, has been one of my most requested videos. Hopefully this is useful to somebody who's wondering whether Newsbreak, Vocal Media, or Medium is worth their time. And if you have any questions, if you have other platforms that you'd love for me to review, or if there's anything else that you want to know more about, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I go through my comments every week and you can look out for your answer on a Monday. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, please feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment as I said, and happy writing until I see you the next time. Bye everyone.